welcome to the channel. It is your girl Lexi. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, what is up? You guys, today I am going to be doing a little story time with you guys, a little talky about my weight loss journey and how your girl used to be 500 pounds at one point. I know, where? 500 pounds where? But I used to be 500 pounds, and after posting my last video of all plus size girls aren't the same, I want to talk about it. I want to just talk about my journey, my weight loss and all that, where I've been and where I'm at now. Check that video out if you haven't seen it. Throughout this video, I will be showing you guys some before and after photos. About 6 years ago, 6 years this summer, I had gastric bypass, and I was fortunate enough to find the pictures I took the day of my surgery, and I'm going to compare them with the photos that I have recently taken of my body and what it's looking like. I had my surgery August of 2016, and it was a thing, you guys. It was like a big thing. But before we dive into the surgery, let me give you a little background about me and my body. I've always been what you would consider fat or obese or whatever the case is, as long as I can remember. I've always been bigger than like my cousins, my peers, and all that. On top of the fact of always being bigger, in general, I am tall. Like, I'm 5'9". My dad's extremely tall, and my mom's somewhat shorter than me, but like, I'm tall for a female. So growing up, I've always just been not only bigger in size, but like bigger in height. As I got older, it kind of just was a thing. I've always just known myself to just be bigger than everyone around me. And so I think about like high school, the end of high school, I was a size 16, 18. And I don't remember how much I weighed then, but once again, still pretty big. My lineage is a line of big people. If they didn't start off big, they sure as hell got big as they were adults. So it wasn't unfamiliar to me to be around big people. However, it's weird because I come from a line of people who are big but makes fun of other people for being big. Weird cycle thing, I guess. But when I would say like early 20s, late teens, early 20s, I started to really experiment with like dieting and fasting and just the things you normally wouldn't want to encourage people to do when they're trying to lose weight, is what I'll say. I had my twins at the age of 21. So back in like 2009, I got pregnant with them. And for majority of my pregnancy, I was in the hospital. I was very much bedridden for most of that pregnancy, and I killed them term. I gained a ton of weight. Mind you, I said I was out of high school, so like 16, 18. By the time I finished my pregnancy with them, your girl was like a 22, 24. A lot of weight I gained. I went through postpartum. I suffer from depression as it is. And so I never really lost the baby weight. After a few years of that, fast forward 4 years later, I had another baby. And still have lost the weight I gained from that pregnancy, the weight in between those 4 years. I gained weight during that pregnancy. My job was very stationary, didn't really do much. Excuse me. Oh. And so your girl was clocking a little bit over 5 at the end of that pregnancy. By the end of that pregnancy and like checkups and stuff, your girl was in, I think it was like 5'10", 5'15"-ish area. And that was back in 2014. At the time, I said to myself, like, I've always known bigger people. Being the kid that's always picked on for being fat or whatever the case is, I started to surround myself with other plus size people, other bigger people, however you want to spin it. And so I never really noticed the weight gain that I gotten because out of everyone that I hung out with, I was considered one of the smaller ones. And at the time, I had a friend who had just got her bypass done. And she was bigger than me. But in hindsight, I look at it like she seemed bigger than me because she was shorter than me. This is why I am big on the whole all plus size ain't the same. Because she was apple shaped, she was shorter than me, but to me in my eyes, she seemed like much heavier. And when I found out how much she weighed versus how much I weighed, I was like, damn, I'm pushing 5, you still in the 4s, but you definitely look way bigger than I do. And so after seeing her go through her process and start to lose the weight and stuff, and now looking like my body size, but at a lower weight, I started to consider my weight. I started to look back and say, okay, well, something's got to give. I, at the time, have 3 small babies now. I'm thinking of diabetes, fibroids, thyroids, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of those things that you think of as a bigger person and wanting to survive, I guess. And with that in mind, I said, you know, let me look into the bariatric thing. When I started the program for bariatrics, I never went in it with the intent to actually have the bariatric surgery. I wasn't sure which process I was going to get or if I was even going to do it. I said, you know, let me at least start the process because maybe I'll learn something to help me lose the weight on my own. And that's kind of what happened. Told you guys, push it like 5'10", 5'15". Before I got to surgery day, they required me to lose a certain amount of weight and also go through a mental health screening, I guess. I was able to lose the 10, 15 pounds because I remember the day of my surgery, I was exactly 500 pounds. They were not going to do my surgery if I wasn't 500 pounds. And I remember getting the screening and I was like, yeah, everything's fine. You're great. You're a great candidate for this procedure. Y'all, if I knew then what I know now about the process of weight loss surgery, I wouldn't say I wouldn't have gotten the surgery. I probably would have gotten a different surgery for sure, but I would have taken my time to do it differently. And I say that because when I first got the surgery, I was thinking of my kids. I was thinking of my relationship. I was thinking of, you know, people just thinking I was more, how you say, beautiful. And it wasn't solely about just doing it for me. Going back to the beautiful comment real quick, I mentioned that because as a plus size woman myself and being around other plus size women, one thing I do know about us is that we tend to compare ourselves to each other. And this is why, once again, plus size, all plus size ain't the same. What you see in my plus size versus what I see in your plus size is completely different. I can see someone shorter than me, a lot heavier than me, and be like, damn, like she's beautiful, she stylish, just like the third. And then be looking at myself like in my head, I'm like, I weigh less than she do. My body's smaller than she is. Why can't I do this, that, and the third? When the reality is, I don't know this woman's size. I don't know how much she weighs. None of that. But as a whole, my mind's already telling me that this other plus size woman is better than me because of what I've installed in my own brain. And I feel like a lot of that comes from what we see on social media. It comes from what we see on the TV, the entertainers that we deal with, and all that. Back in the day, the only plus size women we really knew about was Missy Elliott and like Monique. You know, those were the big girls we looked at. Now we got Lizzo out here shaking it for the fat girls, all up and down my Instagram and TikTok. We got all of these beautiful plus size women out here just representing all different types of shapes and sizes. But one thing I do still notice is that in magazines and stuff like that, when I go to buy my clothes and look for someone that represents my body type, I don't really see that a lot. I'm struggling right now trying to do a Shein haul and a Lovely Wholesale haul, and I see all these women, but none of them look like me. None of these women are, for me, doesn't seem like a shape for me. Plus size women, we come with bellies. Some of us got booties. Some of us got boobs. Some of us got thighs. Some of us ain't got none of that, you know. Some of us just got big ass stomachs, okay? We're all different. So if you're thinking about starting a weight loss journey or you're thinking about having surgeries and stuff, and one of the things you do is compare yourself to the next plus size woman, I'm telling you now, just try to stop it. And I say try because it's very hard because I still do it. Just try to stop it. Fast forward, mental health. The mental health aspect for me is the fact that I went into it with the wrong expectations. And I came out the other end with body dysmorphia. If you're not familiar with what body dysmorphia is, disclaimer first, I'm not a doctor. I don't work in the medical field whatsoever. So all these definitions that I'm giving you for these words are just my interpretations of what the hell they mean. So don't go be like, that's not the medical. I don't know what that is. Body dysmorphia for me is basically, I know that I'm 270 297 pounds right now. When I look in the mirror, I still see that 500-pound girl. I still see that 500-pound carrying all this weight and everything in the mirror. The scales change. The size of my clothes right now, we're at 18-20. The size of my clothes have changed. I know that I'm smaller, but I don't see that. And I feel like during the time I got my surgery, that's not something they tell people about, that this is something you can deal with. Neither here nor there, I guess. On to the story. I had my surgery. About 3-4 months after my surgery, I had a complete mental breakdown. Not necessarily due to like the surgery and the body dysmorphia, but like PTSD, trauma, a whole bunch of other stuff. Go check my channel out if you don't know my life. And it hindered my weight loss. I was still able to lose a good amount of weight within that first year. I think I lost about a little bit over 100 pounds that first year. And that's just simply due to the fact that you had surgery, your stomach is smaller. But as far as like getting past that instant weight loss that you see, I wasn't able to keep up with the continuance of losing weight. I went from losing 6-7 pounds a week to like 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds here and there, to completely stalling. And I would struggle with it because I couldn't believe like I got the surgery and I'm like, why am I not losing? Why am I not the size I'm supposed to be? How come I don't look like this person who had the surgery? How come they got the surgery 6-7 months ago and they're already ready for skin surgery? I've had my surgery at this point 2 years and you're still telling me I can't qualify to get these freaking bat wings off me. You know, it's crazy. That's where the comparison of me to another plus size woman comes in at. And it hurt me in the long run, I guess, because even to this day I'm still like, damn, like I know people getting these surgeries and I know people losing this weight and I know people naturally just losing weight, and I'm just like, why haven't I met goal yet? Struggling. Back to the timeline. I started working out as I started to pull out my depression and stuff. I used workout as therapeutic methods. Unfortunately, when I started working out, I was going hard, y'all. I mean, I was in the gym 3 times a week, every day. I had joined this program, this gym out here. It's called The Edge, and they have these challenge programs and stuff, and it was great. I was very motivated. I had a motivated trainer, personal trainer, guys. I pay for a personal trainer, but couldn't figure out why I wasn't losing weight for the life of me. Go to the doctor, follow up, and I'm like, look, I'm stuck. I'm not losing anything. What's going on? And they're like, well, what are you doing? I'm working out constantly. I'm doing this. I'm lifting. I'm running. I'm hiking. All this shit I didn't do when I was 500 pounds. And they're like, okay, well, what are you eating? Well, I eat protein and I eat, you know, my vegetables here and there. Well, how many times a day are you eating? I don't know, 2, maybe 3 times a day. And I was like, you're doing all this and what? When you have bypass, you're supposed to be able to, your allotted amounts for the most part of calories a day is 1,200. I've 6 years post out and I still can't get to 1,200 eating what I'm supposed to be eating. And at the time, I remember I would get to like 500-600 calories a day. And they're like, you're burning thousands of calories working out and you're only putting back 500-600 calories a day. Like, are you out of your damn mind? It's the first time in my life I've ever went to the doctor and heard the doctor say, stop working out, eat more. And I'm like, that's like ass backwards. How do you do that? Like, that's not right. That don't sound right. Dietitian, bariatric, primary care all said the same thing. Like, stop working out. You have to stop. Like, as much as it's helping you with your mental, you have to stop, or you have to increase what you're eating. And I just could not do that. And I was so bummed out about not being able to work out that once again I trickled back into depression. And when I get depressed, I used to binge eat. In my younger years, I used to binge eat whenever I was emotional, whatever case. I just eat my feelings. One of the reasons why my ass is big to begin with. But after having the surgery, they sever whatever it is that tells your body you're hungry. And it's supposed to repair itself as you heal. Mine has a bit of a flaw. It has like a 24 to 48 hour delay before I start feeling that hunger sensation in my stomach. On top of the fact that I deal with weight issues mentally, my mind's not telling me to eat, because in my head it's like, if I'm just eating, I'm gonna get fat. So brain's not telling me to eat, stomach's not telling me to eat, your girl's just not eating. It's half the damn day and I still haven't eaten. It's the nighttime and they're like, what'd you put in your body today? Oh, nothing. How how are you not hungry? How are you not eating? And I would never have an answer for them, because it's just like I'm struggling with the flaw of my surgery and the mental health aspect of weight in general. And I honestly encourage anyone who struggles with like binge eating and body dysmorphia, any kind of mental health issues that revolve around weight loss, it's not a bad thing to see somebody about that. I just recently learned that they have therapists who specialize with people who deal with food issues and weight issues and stuff like that. So I do encourage that if that is your struggle, if you know that a lot of it is mental, and it's no harm in checking to see somebody, because it'll definitely help. I wish I knew that sooner. I tell you that much. I really wish I knew that sooner. After the whole like depressed route that I took like a year and a half, I unfortunately just plateaued. I stayed between 280 and 300, just back and forth. Just couldn't get out of those two ranges. I would say I had my baby, the one I have now, in 2019. No, December 2019. Right after that, the panorama happened and everybody was stationary. I had lost weight throughout the pregnancy. I was negative 18 throughout my pregnancy, which is great. But then after having her, this is the first kid I ever breastfed, and I gained a little bit of weight. And I was like, it's no biggie. I'm going to lose it. It's not. But then I caught the COVID-25, and your girl was pushing 336 pounds August of 2020. And I remember it being August of 2020 because I was calculating how long it had been since I had my surgery. And I was like, let me get on the scale. And when I saw that number, I called my GYN, and I was like, I don't know if it's the breastfeeding, I don't know if it's the hormones, I don't know what's going on, but I'm over 300 and I'm scared. What do I do? She said, reach out to the bariatric team. You know, women do tend to gain weight after pregnancy. Maybe they can help you. And the bariatric team was like, we have so many people calling in and wanting to schedule appointments because they're gaining as well, because with everybody being in lockdown, you know, we're all stationary, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, well, due to everything going on, we're not really seeing patients in-house. We could do a telehealth appointment, but we really can't do anything right now. And I was like, all right. I decided to be proactive and say, I need to get my shit together and I need to get back on track. From November of 2020 to September 2021, I managed to lose 670. Wow, I wish. Your girl be this big and dead. I managed to lose 67 pounds on my own. I was monitored by a weight management team here. And I did what I had to do. Like, I got back on the eating right. I got back on taking my vitamins. I got back on doing very mild workouts. Because when I met with the weight management team, and once again, go check that whole series out. I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning too, pause. I will be somewhere inserting before and afters of like 500-pound me and me now. So you guys can see like what the differences are. And the now photos is after the 67-pound loss. I, under the watch of the weight management team, I started to do like mild exercises, very low cardio, nothing intense. None of that, because like I said, I'm still struggling with meeting goal when it comes to eating. I went and they have this weigh-in system. It's called the InBody scan. If you're not familiar with it, it's basically this scale that you get on. It has the bars, and you hold your hands on it, and it calculates the weight of your entire body and like where it's at, maybe water weight, bone structure, fat, muscle, all of that. And to my surprise, I was more muscle than fat. I think about like 68% of me was muscular versus what was fat. And I was shocked because I was like thinking this whole time, like, your girl just fat, just full of fat. And I was like, no, like, I'm struggling to lose weight due to the amount of muscle mass that I have. And I can lose weight if I didn't do strenuous exercises. Hold on. Sorry about that phone call, very important. So yes, I did the InBody scan, found out that I was way more muscular than I was fat. And so I have to do very low intense workouts. I can't really do a lot of muscle building workouts because I won't burn the fat. They want me to start decreasing my muscle tone so that I can start burning fat. They said I have muscle to spare is what they said. And so in having that understanding earlier in 2021, the approach that I took to continue to lose the 6-7 pounds was like low intensity workouts, just mostly cardio, walking, a little bit of like dance aerobics type stuff like that. And I enjoyed it. If you've seen previous videos, you know that I lost my brother in May of 2021. And I think after processing that, it took me until September to fully like grasp that, like after dealing with everything and just doing what I need to do. When the reality hit me, I spiraled back into depression. It wasn't as bad as depressions that I've had before, but it definitely threw me off of the eating right. It definitely threw me off of the taking my vitamins. Vitamins after bypass is so important because you can't really get as much nutrients out of your food as you would normally, and so you need those supplements to kind of help your body get it the fuck together. And I just wasn't doing that. I ain't gonna hold you out right now. I'm still not really 100% where I need to be, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because I am restarting, I guess, my weight loss, and I have to, because I can't give up on my journey and my weight loss journey, and I don't want anyone else to give up on theirs. After coming out of the slight depression that I was in, I'm back on the scale again, and luckily 297 is as far as we got. Like, we're not back at 336. And I said to myself, you know, I take my weight loss seriously. It's not where I want to be. The goals that my doctors have is 250 pounds. My goal for myself is 240 pounds in order to get like full skin removal surgeries. I know in my previous videos I had mentioned having getting my arm done, but that's just like abscess and stuff like that. But I want to be in a place where I can get everything done, because your girl just feel loose. Like, I don't feel as solid as I used to. I feel like I'm just flabbing all over the place. But I am very pro get back up and try again. If you are on a weight loss journey, if you've been on a weight loss journey and you are someone who gets discouraged like I do, like I had a cheat day, or I didn't eat right today, I didn't take my vitamins today, it's so easy to get into that pattern of I'm gonna try again tomorrow, I'm gonna try again tomorrow, I'm gonna try again tomorrow, and then eventually we just stop because we feel like we failed. You can never fail yourself if you continue to keep trying, and that's what I keep telling myself. Like, I use that in every aspect of my life, and y'all, my life is some shit, okay? I just have to keep telling myself to keep trying. When it comes to the weight loss, I say to myself, okay, I had a shitty day and I decided to get some fries. Am I gonna just walk away? No. Because we all need some fries every once in a while. McDonald's to me has the best, saltiest damn fries. I love McDonald's fries. That's it. I don't eat a lot of fast food, but I will fuck up some McDonald's fries in a heartbeat. We all have those days. We all have those indulgences that we have. Ice cream sandwiches. It's like I eat one and then I just can't stop. We all have those moments. But that doesn't mean if you have one cheat day, you fall off and you can't get back on. If you have one slip meal because you ripping and running or whatever the case is, and all you could get is fast food, that you just like, oh my God, it's over. Like, I've just ruined it. No. It just means that, all right, we're gonna restart. If we gonna restart after we finish these fucking fries. We gonna restart. We're not gonna just say, fuck it, I messed up. Like, it is what it is. I'm done. No, just keep trying, because I've been at this for 6 years. I've been trying to lose this weight for 6 years, and I noticed that every time that I do step away from the weight loss, every time that I do have some kind of mess up, in the 6 years, the time to get back into it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Like I said, I fell off in September. I went into complete shutdown after I posted that series of videos of my brother in September. October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 6 months later, I'm getting back at it. Versus a year, 2 years. I'm getting back at it. And I want to get back at it with you guys. At the end of this month, I have an appointment with my dietitian, bariatric, and primary care physician to see where everything is at. I showed you guys a couple videos back that I had my birth control removed because it was causing me to gain weight, and it was just throwing my body and my hormones off. Now that I have that out of my system, I can really just fresh start, clean panel. I got blood work coming in and everything, because I need to know what my vitamin deficiencies are so I can get on top of that. I need to revisit my eating plans, what things aren't working for me anymore, because another thing that happened with me was that I would eat just like chicken and salads all the time. My body got used to that and was like, girl, we're not losing no weight with that. Every once in a while, switch it up. Baby, you gotta just switch it up. Get a dietitian if you ain't got one. Get a nutritionist if you ain't got one. Side note, dietitians and nutritionists are not there to help you lose weight, but help you. They're there to help you eat healthier and make better choices. So be careful what they say to you. Because if you are going through the bariatric route, I learned from the bariatric center themselves and my nutritionist and dietitian that their goals are not aligned. A dietitian and nutritionist is there to help you choose better foods and eat healthier, versus the bariatric team. They're there to help you lose weight. So I had one nutritionist who was telling me to eat this much protein and this much carb, and the bariatric team was like, no, you can't have that much carb versus that much protein. And so make sure you just look into that if you're choosing the bariatric route, but still get a dietitian and nutritionist, because they definitely do help you make better choices. I found out along the way, like, it's not hard for me to decide what I want to eat when I am eating correctly, because I know certain foods, how much of it I can have. I know certain carbs that I should avoid. So definitely get one of those too, so that you can learn those things too. Another thing that I did was I started off weighing my food. I hear people say all the time, I can't just be weighing my food all the time. I don't got time to. I weighed my food for like the first 2-3 months when I lost the 67 pounds. And that's because I like trial and error. I like to test things out. But after those first 3 months, I stopped having to weigh my food as often. Certain things I still weigh if it's new. When you eat generally the same type of food consistently, and when you are a bariatric patient, you tend to eat the same kind of things consistently. I know how much chicken I can have. I know how much pork I can have. I know how much lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, avocado, because those are things that I normally eat. I know how much of something I regularly eat I'm supposed to have. So when I put it in my bowl, I can eyeball it. I don't have to put it on the scale all the time. But that's the good thing about weighing your food, is that you start to learn what's in it. The vitamins and minerals it gives you, the carbs, the protein, the fat. You start learning all these things that you never knew about food before until you started doing these things. So that's kind of where I'm at with this and my weight loss. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I had a whole bunch more stuff to throw in there, but I've recorded this video 3 times and I've messed up with not turning the camera on 1, not having the mic recorded on 2, and then interruptions in the first one. So this is a little bit briefer than the other videos, but I wanted to let you guys know where I stood with my weight loss journey and how your girl went from 500 pounds to 297 pounds. And I'm going to be making videos, I think probably once or twice a month, to show you guys what I'm doing to continue to get to my goal of 250, 240 pounds, depending on which one I think suits me at the time. I know when I first had my surgery, my first bariatric doctor was like, we need you at 200 pounds. Dude, I'm 5'9". 200 pounds, nah, I don't see it on me. It wasn't a sustainable goal. That's another thing. Make sure you guys create sustainable goals so that you can reach them. I will be doing an update at the beginning of May, because like I said, I am going to the doctor on the 29th. So definitely look out for that. And I think I want to do some sort of weight loss challenge. So if you are on a weight loss journey, or you're getting ready to start a weight loss journey, let me know your story down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about my before and afters. If you really feel like that was 500 pounds, leave all of that in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you guys can see the update video I posted in May. I'm gonna do a giveaway video in May. So if you're interested in that, make sure you come back. I loved all the support you guys gave me on my last video. I'll link that up here, and I'm also gonna link the camera cut off for me, which means I've been talking for way too long. Wrap this up. Thank you guys for all the love and support, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.